everybody. Welcome to another episode of Insufficient Friends. I'm Kevin. She is Stevie.
Hey.
And Steve, we got episode 2.
Woo! Yay.
We did, people actually did a lot better, or people actually downloaded episode 1. We made jokes about it, and we had 94 downloads.
94 downloads.
In the first week for episode 1. That's amazing.
It is. So how did you feel because you said a couple people reached out to you, said they listened to it. What is that? What has it been like knowing people are listening to this? Do you think about it?
Not really.
That's so funny. I quite literally want to lock myself in a room and throw my phone out the window and not talk to anyone. It's so vulnerable to me. It's once people said, "Oh, I'm listening to the podcast," I was like, I don't want to know that. Ugh, I just couldn't. It's weird to think that people are just listening to all my thoughts and opinions, and I can't be there to, I don't know. It's just weird. It's once it's out there, it's just so out of my control.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I've gotten some feedback from people. From everybody that I've talked to has said that they liked it, but that may just have been because they were talking to me too. And there's never no telling. But once they tell me that, it's great. It feels nice, but it doesn't really change a whole lot.
It's okay, cool. On to the next thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, the first day, that Sunday that we posted about it, and people started listening to it. I had a couple family members that were like someone said I'm listening to it right now, and I was like, oh God, I hate that. Thank you, but don't tell me.
Yeah, I get that.
So
I understand that. I'm not surprised at all that you were that way.
Yeah, it's so weird. And I can't. Are you planning on listening to it?
I mean, I've listened to little bits and I mean, I probably won't.
Right.
Because I was here for the recording. So,
sure.
I don't really know that I need to. But I've listened to little snippets because I put the channel markers and stuff. Or segment markers in when I uploaded it and all that stuff. So
Look at you.
I listened to a little bit of it just because of that. But other than that, no, I probably won't actually listen to it. Unless I think something's ridiculous or somebody tells me that I need to go back and listen to something.
Yeah. I don't even think I got through the whole music, our intro song.
Before you
I was like, nope, can't do it. Cannot do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard back from a few people. My uncle told me that he didn't even think that it sounded like me.
Really?
He said he wouldn't have known it was me if I didn't tell him.
Really?
That it was me. Yeah.
Interesting. One of our friend, Nikki, she told me that I had a soothing voice, and I was like, that's really the best compliment.
Oh yeah.
I was, imagine having a voice no one wants to listen to. Well, then you can't really do this, can you?
Exactly.
So that was good. That was the best feedback I got, I think.
So how was your week?
It was good. I will say the Super Bowl, I was disappointed.
Yeah, I was happy.
Well, most people in mid-Missouri were happy. My predictions were wrong, and my dreams were crushed. I was so confident in them.
I think my prediction was pretty close, wasn't it? I think I predicted a small window of victory for somebody, but I didn't actually say who would. I might have said the Chiefs win, but I don't remember. That was a week ago. So
I just mean my predictions as in I thought the Eagles are going to win.
Yeah.
I was so confident. I wore an Eagles jersey to a Chiefs party, and we left before the end of the game because I was like, I don't want to be here for this.
Well, it was close. I mean, it came down to the very end, so
I know.
It was close. That's how I want a football game to be. Is
True.
close for through the whole thing? Because otherwise, it's just a runaway. It's not fun anymore.
Yeah, I was surprised by how much attention I paid to it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was really interesting to me.
That's surprising because
Yeah.
I know you're not a big sports person in general, so it's kind of surprising that you paid attention to.
Yeah, and I cried
What'd you cry about?
when they lost.
Oh, okay.
On the way to the car, I started tearing up. It's not you think about these people, and then they show them, and then there's those Kelsey brothers, and it's one is so happy, and the others.
I get that. I had that happen to me. I didn't do it for the Chiefs. I know people cried when the Chiefs won their first Super Bowl a few years ago. The first one in since a long time ago. I didn't cry for that. Probably because partly I don't usually am not up to watch the Super Bowl because I'm sleeping at that time of day. But I did. There was a couple years ago when Tiger Woods won the Masters. And when he hugged his son after that, I did tear up, which I was surprised at because I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Why?
This shouldn't be happening. I don't know. It was his first like major victory in a long time. Like he had, gone through the back surgeries and everything, and a lot of people, yeah, that too, and a lot of people didn't know if he'd ever play again. So it was just one of the, I don't know, I just got a little emotional for that one, and that one surprised me a lot. But
Do you think, so like with the Kelsey brothers playing against each other, do you think it's harder to lose to your brother, or it's like, okay, if I have to lose to someone, I'm glad it's my brother?
I would
Like it softens the.
I would say it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I would actually probably go that it's more of a, because your brother's gonna hold it over your head.
Right. That's
Like-
what everyone, when I ask that question to people, that's what they say.
Yeah,
They're
your
like,
brother's gonna hold it
"That
over your head
sucks."
because it's like, hey, I got one over you.
Right.
I beat you. You
right.
know,
And it's
so-
like they've probably always been competitive towards each other.
Oh, I'm sure.
So this is just like the icing on the cake of like, you are officially the better
Yeah.
brother.
Well, not better, but
That's
yes.
probably what the one
That's
who won
what they're gonna
thinks.
say. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what Travis is gonna say now.
Yeah.
Yes, that I'm the winner. Yes.
Yes.
Anything else that you did this week that was fun?
Not really.
No, I didn't do much of anything. I just was at work, so
Yeah.
didn't do
Get
much of
Monday
anything.
off.
That's nice. President's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get both? You probably don't get both jobs off. No.
Christmas Day. Christmas Day is
That's
the only
the
day that we
only
get off.
day. Unless, I mean, when you take days off.
Well, yeah, take vacation, but it's like a day that we actually don't do anything. It's only Christmas Day. So.
Right.
But I do have a question for you that
Okay.
I saw this week that I want
Okay.
to hear your opinion on. Did
Yeah, I'm
you
pulling up some.
see the I don't know if you care about this, but the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution released 80 minutes of video from the Titanic dive that they did in the 1980s. That's some of it's never before seen, but all of it's rare. Did you hear about this?
I could tell you from the first 3 words that you said, I had no idea what you. No,
That's not
I've
so
not heard a thing about that.
So anyway, they released this 80 minutes of video, which is something that, I find interesting because I'm interested. I think the Titanic is an interesting thing, and all that kind of stuff. But it made me think about if I had like an unlimited source of money,
Okay.
like hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yep.
Richest person, one of the richest people in the world.
Yep.
If I had that unlimited source of money, one of the things that I would want to do is to fund an expedition to that Titanic and go see the shipwreck. Because it's going to cost millions of dollars to do, which is why they don't go down there very often, but because it's so far down. But I would think it would be really cool to see the shipwreck of the Titanic.
You are really. You're kind of like obsessed with the Titanic.
I mean, I'm not obsessed. I just think it's interesting.
You're really into it, though.
I am very into
More
it,
than
yes.
like anyone else I know. You have. What do you have over there? A piece
of
it?
coal. Yeah, a piece of coal from the shipwreck, yes.
From the shipwreck.
Yeah.
How do you know that's from the shipwreck?
I guess I'm not guaranteed.
Right.
It comes with a certificate of authenticity from the company that went down to get it.
Okay.
That went to, I think that dive was in the 90s. But they brought up several things, and one of them was coal that they've sold. I think most of it at this point. I don't know how many pieces they have left.
Right.
But for the most part, it's yeah. So it's just a little tiny. I mean, it's the size of the tip of your pinky. You've seen it over there, but yeah, it's nothing special. But my question to you is if you had like unlimited source of wealth, what would be one thing that you would do that is just like over the top? Like I asked some people at work about this and they were like, oh, I'd travel. And I'm like, but that's not like over the
something
top.
really-
You don't need $100 billion to go travel.
Gotcha.
Like what's the one thing that would be like crazy? One girl told me she wanted to go to space.
I have no interest in going to space.
I think going to space would be fun, but I don't know.
So no. So something that's like not on everyone's.
Yeah, that's like
list.
just over the top crazy.
I mean, I always have this dream of if I just get like an unlimited amount of money, I would buy a golf course, a really nice golf course, but it would just be for my dad.
Yeah,
And
we've talked about this.
And like
yes.
I'd give him like a nice house on it, and he can just go play on this nice course whenever he wants.
Okay.
If this was
That's something along those
Yeah.
lines. Yeah, that's more along those lines.
if this was like tomorrow, and like I'm still 22, it's still 2023. I mean, I'd have to like, I don't know how, I'd have to like meet like a really famous person, and like I don't know, I guess in my mind that costs a lot of money to like meet. Like I'd have to like meet Paul McCartney. I don't know why that comes to mind, but
I mean, no, okay.
just like, okay, how much money do I have to spend to like get like a meet and greet
With Paul McCartney.
with the Sir Paul
McCartney, yes. What about Ringo? Do you want both of them, or just Paul?
I mean, both would be great, but if I have to pick,
Paul
it's
is
gonna
the-
be Paul
yeah,
for
okay.
sure.
Poor Ringo, getting left out, getting left on the side over here.
I know, I do love Ringo. He's so cute. Peace and love.
Yeah.
I mean, I could think of a million things. but-
Okay. I just wondered because I mean I don't think I don't know how much Paul McCartney would charge you for like if you wanted to have him like play at a wedding or something like that. Like I don't. That's
gotcha.
what I'm thinking of is like a
Something
meet and
like
greet.
that,
So
yeah.
and maybe he wouldn't do it. I don't have a clue, but I wouldn't think it'd cost you that much money. Like it'd cost you in the thousands, I would think. But
Yeah, that's
don't-
not a great one.
yeah, I don't know.
So probably the buy my own golf course, but it's like not to use for business purposes. It's
Just for your dad.
It's my dad's golf course.
Just for your dad.
Yeah.
Would
and
you name it something that had to do with that too?
Ooh, probably let him take the reins on that.
Let him name it.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I trust him to give it a good name.
Okay, well that's fun. I was thinking about that the other day, and I thought that'd be a fun question
Yeah.
to ask you.
Because I mean, I'd probably buy like a bunch of cars, a bunch of cool
Yeah,
clothes,
I-
like a
yeah.
cool house, but yeah, so would everyone else. So
Yeah,
it's like not that
exactly.
interesting.
So I just wondered what the one thing, because mine again was like I think it'd be cool to see the shipwreck of the Titanic.
Ooh,
But-
okay. On this kind of similar topic,
Uh-huh.
in like hypothetical world, who is a dream podcast guest? Like if you could have any guest on this podcast.
I don't know. I musician would probably a musician.
Okay.
I don't know. Elton John would be up there. I do like Elton
Aw,
John.
I love him. That would be fun.
But there's a lot of athletes too that would be fun to talk to. I mean, just going to the Super Bowl recently, like Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts, either one of them, or Coach Reed would be really fun. I think Coach
Andy
Reed would be fun.
Reid,
Yeah,
He's a goofball. I've seen a couple interviews
Yeah.
of him because he was the Eagles
yeah, he was the Eagles coach.
coach.
He's either the only or one of the few coaches to win. I think it's over 100 games with two different franchises. He's. I don't think people like you may not have
Whoa.
realized. Yeah, the look on your face shows me that you didn't realize that he was that good of a coach.
No, because the Eagles or maybe not the team members, but I remember when I was younger, maybe when I was like 10 or 11, whenever he was still on the Eagles, like people wanted him gone, like fans at least did.
I think that was more because he didn't win a Super Bowl though. Like it wasn't necessarily because he was a bad coach. Because I mean I remember him being the coach of the Eagles, and he was a great coach. I mean he was a coach for from '99 to 2012, so he was a coach for a good
It
chunk
was
of time.
probably like 20.
But he went to he went to several championships during that time too. Like
So he's won 2 Super Bowls.
he's won
now
2
with
Super
the
Bowls, both of them with
Chiefs.
the Chiefs. Yeah.
Damn. Imagine being the Eagles and everyone wants Andy gone because they don't think we could win a Super Bowl. And then he wins a Super Bowl against the Eagles. Karma.
Yeah, that's not the
revenge.
most the best way to deal with it. But good for Andy Reid. I always thought that it was gonna be good. I always hoped that he would do well. So yeah, I mean, he's been a crazy good head coach over the years. So
yeah. So would you like to know my dream podcast guest?
What was your dream podcast? Sorry, I was looking at something on. I was trying to look up his stats or something, but anyway.
Just like, what were we talking about? So
would it also be Paul McCartney? Would that be okay?
I mean, of course,
yeah.
He's one of them. But if I'm trying to pick one, I think right now, I love stand-up comedy.
Okay.
It's been like my huge. I'm just like a nerd about it. Like I've seen like every special on Netflix. I've seen a couple live now. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm trying to think of a stand-up comedian that I think would be really. I'm just trying to pick just one. Do you know Whitney Cummings?
I've heard the name.
I'd probably have her. That would be like my dream. Because not only she's a stand-up comedian, but she's like produced or she's written for a lot of shows. Two Broke Girls.
I've seen parts of that.
She was like the main writer on that show. Obviously, she's done like SNL and all the things that comedians do. Okay. She's had her own show at one point, but that would probably be. She's like I would compare her to like Chelsea Handler.
Okay.
Or like Sarah Silverman, Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
That level to me, she is.
Okay.
That would probably be my dream guest.
Okay.
I love comedians though.
Yeah. I like comedians. I've only seen a couple, but I like comedy. I mean, everybody likes.
Would you ever try stand up?
No.
No, you don't think?
It's so difficult to do.
Oh my god, I couldn't even probably get a minute of material.
Yeah, I mean it's and if you tank, you're just up there in the quiet.
Imagine me, who's so scared of what people think, who cares so much about like not saying something dumb in like a room of people. That would be the worst day of my life.
Yeah. I can imagine. I mean, it'd be one of the worst days of my life. Like just being up there and not having anybody laugh.
Oh my god, it's like pain.
Yeah. I mean, unless that's what, there are comedians that like that are the awkward comedians that go for that. And it's
I want to die just thinking about it.
Yeah. But I don't think I know. There's no way I could do it. That's extremely difficult because you're all so up there by yourself. Like there's nothing.
Oh yeah, that to me is one of the like singing. Great talent if you can sing. If you can just play music, like you write music, great talent. To me, comedy for like writing like an hour of material is probably one of like the top tier levels of talent to me. My mind doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
And it's not something you can really learn. Like, yeah, you can practice and you'll get better, but I think you either got it or you don't. Truly.
As far as being funny, yeah.
Right.
There's also a lot of delivery, like how you interact with people and how you deliver it.
That.
Yeah. So if you don't have that, it's very much going to be difficult to make it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think I had this idea the other day. You know how they teach like public speaking classes? Mm-hmm. And like I took one in college. I'm sure there's some in high school. I think that like if I was like a professor and I taught a public speaking class, I would say you can either take this course for the entire semester and do, 5-10 presentations, whatever, or
you do one stand-up
you can do 5 minutes at the local stand-up like amateur night, and you don't even have to come to a single class. You get 100%. I think if someone could do that, and now there'd obviously be rules like, okay, at least 10 people have to be in the building or whatever, like it has to be 5-10 minutes long, and you can't like copy, like you need to write your material like you would for a speech. Yeah. If you need note cards, great, bring them, that's fine. But like I obviously like as the professor, I'd go and see it.
Yeah.
And I think that would be like, okay, you have an A of 100% for the semester. You don't have to show up a single day. You don't have to do a single presentation if you can do this 5 minutes. Okay. Because to me, that's
as difficult as giving a speech.
Not only is it as difficult, but it's more kind of like how I feel about this podcast. It's more vulnerable because you're like, it's like you think you're being funny, and that's almost worse as just like, oh, I'm just giving you facts about this topic.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you're paying attention or not. I don't need a reaction from you when I'm telling you, when I'm presenting to you about like this random person or whatever the topic is. My goal here is to like get people not only to pay attention, but to enjoy what I'm doing. And now that's not in your control anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so the big question then is if you had a professor that gave you that option, would you take that option?
I have thought about trying stand-up probably 100 times.
We've talked about it before.
And I just don't think I can. I think that is where I go, I'll try a lot of things and I'll get outside of my comfort zone in a lot of ways, but
stand-up's not one of them.
I don't think I can. I really don't think I can. I want to think that I can so badly, but the thought of even telling jokes to like my dad in a room is like, that's even scary. Cause like, oh, that's so cringe. Like I say a joke and he doesn't laugh. Ew, I hate that thought. So probably not. I'm probably going to do the presentation.
I think your dad would laugh no matter what, but for the most part.
Well, you thought wrong.
Okay, maybe I think wrong. That's possible.
I think he would. Now, okay, if I was like doing stand up and I was like, Dad, I need you to come and like laugh in the back, he would do that for me.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
But if I'm just like trying out material, he's going to give it to me honestly, I think.
Well, I'm sure if you're trying out material, yeah.
Right.
But you also told me that he was giggling when he was listening to this.
Well,
too.
he was like, my dad does this thing sometimes. Hi, Dad, if you're listening. He'll be like, ha ha. Like if he is really excited about something, he'll be like, ha,
oh, okay.
ha, ha, and he'll just kind of start laughing, like, oh yeah, that's so cool, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And that's what he was doing. I
Okay.
think when like when he saw our little icon on his like Apple Podcast app, he was like, oh my God, there you are, ha ha.
Okay, I get that then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's awesome.
So, but no, I'd be doing the presentations.
You'd be doing the
I'd like to
presentations.
think I would go try the stand up, but no way, I'd chicken out for sure. Would you do it for the 100%? Because you don't necessarily have to be good or funny. You just have to like go up there and say original jokes.
Yeah, yeah, I'd probably try it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I'm very much a goofball. So, and I'm always cracking jokes and cracking wise whenever I'm talking to people. So, I think it would be funny? Do I think people would laugh? Probably not. But it'd be fun. Like, it'd be fun to try.
You know the feeling of, do you ever like tell someone a story or like you get really excited about something when you tell someone else and the energy is just not there and you're like, okay, cool. Like, I'll, like, screw me, I guess. Like I'm not.
Yeah,
you're not
I know
as
what you're
excited
talking
about.
about.
That's the feeling that I fear of being like, I've got all this, like I'm trying the delivery and I'm kind of like got a swag about it. I say the joke and I'm like, yeah, that's a good one, and everyone just
crickets.
And I'm like, all right, never mind. I'm done. That's it. That's all for me. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Like that's the feeling that I can't fathom.
Okay.
That's like what I relate it to. Is like when you get really excited about something, you tell someone, and they're just like, no energy, do not care at all.
Yeah,
Like,
I can get that. Or they pick up their phone and start looking at their phone
yeah,
or something.
and you're like,
that.
cool, good talk. Never mind. I'll leave.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I can understand that. I don't get embarrassed, I guess. I get embarrassed, but I'm not really like that. I mean, I do a lot of dumb things.
Have you always been that way? Do you think that comes with age?
I think I would get a little more embarrassed as a kid, but still not as much. I mean, I think maybe a little bit with age. Probably more because I don't care what people think nowadays. Like, as I've gotten older, I care less and less what
Right.
people think of what I do. Like I still, I don't want to. I'm not trying to offend people or anything, but as far as what I do, if it doesn't hurt them or it doesn't do anything else, I don't really care what you think. So,
And that is a gift that I'm striving to get one day.
Yeah.
And I think, like, when we, at the beginning, talking about how I'm, like, so scared of people I know listening to this, and you're like, no, I don't really care. It doesn't really change my life that much. It really shows, like, I just have always been that way. I can't
Yeah.
I'm just so scared of saying the wrong thing or just being cringe or being weird and people being like, God, did you hear what Stevie said? What the heck? Like, that is the worst thing that could honestly ever happen to me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get that. I just don't think most of what other people think really, for the most part, a lot of people you're not ever going to encounter that much.
Right.
So,
And
especially strangers, like if you go to like the
know.
the comedy place or whatever, if you were to go do the stand up, like all those people that are out there, you're probably never going to see them again. So it doesn't really
I know,
matter.
and that just doesn't help me at all. Like, people have been telling me that my whole life. But I am trying to remember that, one, everyone's always just thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
And they don't care about you as much as you think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to remember that. And also, I heard something, maybe it was on a podcast or something, I don't know. Someone said, stop worrying about what they're thinking about you because they're not thinking about you. It's just like the reality check of no one's thinking about that thing you said the other day. So it's taking practice, but I'm trying to
Well, that's good.
move on from that, but it's still so bad. I'll say something one day and then I'll be thinking about it for a week. I know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's not that big.
Maybe one day that'll change.
Okay. So, is there anything you're excited for the are you doing anything this week? Are you excited about anything coming up this week or A lot of dead air here, Steve. A lot of dead air.
I just say
It's an audio thing. Nobody can see what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Let me think of something like simple that I can be excited about.
I mean, this is like
I know. I'm
at
always
this point,
excited about
this is what my week leads to. So this
Yeah.
is the most.
I am excited.
thing,
I think
so.
we should have one of our friends on pretty soon.
I think so.
Because I just think that.
Because we've had a couple of them ask about like what
Yeah.
they can do.
Yeah, and I
So.
think that.
And it's like, insufficient friends. It's all about having
know,
friends.
I
That's
know,
what,
and I want our audience to meet our friends and think that that's an important part of who we are and what the podcast will be about. So, but yeah, I'm always excited about this. I'm excited that I don't have to go to work on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said simple. That's a very simple thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't have to go to work on Monday.
Get an extra day off.
There you go. I don't have that, luxury, but
Well, you
I don't
get
have to work at the second
one
job.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. I have more exciting things coming up, but I'll save it for another week.
For another week. Okay.
what
It's
about-
not in the next week.
No.
Okay.
It's like at the end of, it's like 2 months from now.
Oh, okay.
What is your excitement of the week?
I don't know. I don't have. I mean, as you're still in college, so you're still kind of like don't have a like your only part-time job, stuff like that, and you don't, so I'm haven't been in years, and it's very much routine. Like
Sure.
it doesn't really change a whole lot. So as of right now, I don't have anything coming up that I know. Tomorrow I won't get to watch it, but tomorrow afternoon is the Daytona 500, which is the first race of the NASCAR season, which I'm excited about because I do like NASCAR, but which is a little, Midwestern and redneckish of me, but I do like racing, and so that's hopefully that goes well. Hopefully that's good. Like I said, I haven't gotten to watch very many of them, but I usually do watch. Me and my dad every May we watch all the on Memorial Day weekend they have the Indy 500, the Coke 600, and the Monaco race for Formula One all on the same day. So we usually watch those, which is probably most of the races that I watch all year. But
Big race guy.
I do like racing. I used to go. We went for several years to Texas to go to the races, the NASCAR races down in Texas.
I don't think is that a Midwest thing?
I don't know that it's necessarily a Midwest thing, but
Maybe like if you're racing like tractors.
yeah,
That
I've
gets
seen
a
that
little-
too.
Right. Well, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, is that what like tractor pulls are, or is that just where you look at tractors?
So, well, a
I
tractor
don't know
pull
what
is
that even is. I know they've
tra-
had many at fairs in my hometown.
a
but I've
tractor
never
pull is
been.
like a pulling competition. Like you hook a weight up to the back of the tractor and then you pull it as far as you can, and the weight gets like pushes. The way it's built, it like pushes and gets heavier as you go farther. So,
That's so lame.
I mean, it can be. It depends. I mean, some of the tractors are like ridiculous. Like there's some of them that have like 5 engines on them, or jet engines or
and
whatever.
I shouldn't
But
dog on stuff. Someone listening.
there's people
could
that like
really
it.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's
There's people that love it, or otherwise it wouldn't.
still around.
It
Yeah.
wouldn't have that much, that much money to build those
Exactly,
things and have that
exactly.
competition. So
That's never something that is going to speak to me
yeah, I get that.
personally.
Yeah, I get that.
Respectfully. Oh, okay, it's not really an excitement that pertains to like this week, but something that I've been really into the past few days.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really into like 90s music.
90s music? Okay.
Yeah, I just look up on Amazon, like rediscover, like there's this playlist for every decade that's like rediscover, not playlist, it's a station, and it's just like rediscover the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, whatever.
Okay.
And it's just a really good mix, and I've just been like really grooving to the 90s music lately.
Okay. Mine's usually the 80s that I go to.
Do you go out, do you feel like you like, it comes in like ebbs and flows of what decades you listen to, or do you feel like, oh, I'm just pretty much always listening to 80s music?
I would say most of what I listen to in general is just mostly 80s. 70s and 90s and even some like 60s gets mixed in there at times. But yeah, it's mostly 80s because I just liked that hair metal stuff from
Yeah.
the 80s, which is, some of my favorite music is like, Def Leppard, Bon Jovi, stuff like that. I have been listening to the Eagles a lot lately, and that's probably because I went to see them back in the fall. But
Yeah, what do you consider lately? Because I feel like you've been listening to the Eagles forever.
well, I do. That's true. I've listened to them more lately.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like they've been in the small rotation of
Right,
things
okay.
lately versus, kind of more sporadic in everything. There'll be times when I'm sure you do this too. You get like on one band, you'll listen to them a little bit more than usual than
Sure,
everybody
yeah.
else, and then you'll kind of move away from them and move to somebody else.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely. Just
yeah.
depends what you're going through, what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Like when Taylor Swift's album came out, that's all I listened to probably for
I still need to listen.
a month. Oh my god, it's
Midnights, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
and I don't
I've
need-
I've heard some songs from it, and they're good songs. I just haven't listened to the whole album.
I don't
So-
feel like I need to talk about it because it's been talked about so much.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do that anyway. It's the best album I've heard. It's probably
Well, she set the new record for
Yeah.
Billboard. She had the top 10 at one time.
not only is it like the first album I've liked, not just listened to, but I've liked and downloaded and listened to almost daily every single song that's on the album, like top to bottom. There was not a bad song or not a song that like wasn't for me. Every single song I can love and relate to. Not only that, people that like I didn't even know listening to Taylor Swift that probably don't normally are really like it too. People of all different ages that I've talked to, they are obsessed with the album. It's so good.
Okay. I mean, the songs that I've heard are good. I just
Mm-hmm.
haven't gotten to the point of downloading the album. I mean, usually what I listen to more is well, there's one podcast that I listen to, and it kind of, they put out so much content that it kind of takes
Right,
over everything.
yeah.
So
I feel that. I have a few that I listen to. It's like every week I'm like, okay, Monday is this one, Tuesday, by Wednesday this episode will be out, and it just kind of takes up my week of what I'm going to be listening to. But I feel like that could be your homework before our next podcast.
to listen to the Taylor Swift album.
Not only listen to it, but I need you to pick out like your top 3.
Top 3 songs. So I have homework. Oh. I don't want a homework.
It's not
I haven't had
mandatory.
homework in years. I don't go to school anymore.
Kev,
That's
if
the
you don't
whole
wanna-
point.
If you don't want to do it, then you have to go do 5 minutes at a local stand-up comedy
okay.
club.
I may be listening to the music then. The music would be much easier than the stand-up for sure.
Right? No, you don't have to, but I think it would be. Just for personal selfish reasons, I just want to know.
Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about this week? Anything else that's going on that are we about to?
Watched RuPaul's Drag Race this morning.
Yeah.
It was such a good episode.
Was it good? Okay.
But no.
How long is that? How long is they're back? You said they're back to the 90 minute. They switched from 60 to 90 minutes, or did they? Okay, you're making a face.
They are going to. I thought they
Okay.
were switching back like within sooner, but it's not until March 10th.
Oh, okay.
They're going back to the 90-minute. Well, really, I don't watch it with commercials, so for me, it's probably
Yeah.
just like an hour, 10 minutes, whatever. But no, I opened my episode up today and it was 44 minutes. I was like, okay, that change still hasn't come. Great.
Oh, okay.
Very upset, but it's fine. It's still a really good episode.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, no, that's all.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess that's it for us then this week, folks. We will don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on
Comments.
Instagram
Thank you for listening.
and we'll see you next week.